we probably have not made any progress. Now, I'll say our material situation has evolved just as mankind, as the species has made material advances. So our material conditions might not be what they were 100 years ago or 150 years ago, but relatively, and this is Einstein's universe, so nothing is constant, everything is relative to something else. Relative to our oppressor, you could argue that our situation, we have not made any progress. And it always makes me go back to kind of what I think for me is the beginning of our historical struggle that kind of emerged in the national consciousness around the 1830s. That was the abolitionist movement. And you start thinking about the Charles Allen, but for me, I always come back to Douglass because for me, he's not the only person, but he's the most not even articulate. He takes up the most space, and we know more about him. I think it's easier to know more about him. And as Charles was talking, I was thinking we have really, if you change the wording, his 1852 speech about what is the Declaration, what is independence day to the slave, you could really kind of rephrase it, freshen it up. But that's our question today. I mean, what is any of this to us? If you really take a look at our situation vis-a-vis the environment, and when I thought about the FBI informant, I thought about Harriet Tubman, and who is quoted as saying, somebody said he freed 1,000 enslaved people during her time in that struggle, and her response was, I could have freed 1,000 more if they had known they were slaves. And that is, for me, our historical ongoing existential dilemma. We really have never come to grips with who we are here, who they believe or want us to be, and then what does that mean? And then what's our relationship to them? Because Black soldiers went into World War One and World War Two, hoping to prove that we were now worthy to be American citizens. They weren't defending the country literally per se. Their motivation was that. So our relationship, to me, and Charles can speak to this professionally, but reminds me of any abuse victim. And you don't want to blame the abuser. You want to say that it must be something I can do to make him or her not want to do this, rather than acknowledge maybe they're just evil. Okay, I mean, because you've done nothing to deserve this treatment. Okay, so why do you keep rationalize it? I played I played back our friends, the colleagues in LA, kind of did some clipping of what we talked about a week or so ago. And I had forgotten I had said it, but the whole thing about Jesus and the forgiveness and like what only an oppressed, abused people who have internalized their oppression would even consider that they should be turning the other cheek to the people that do them violence. And nobody would want to go to a heaven where the criteria for being admitted is forgiving the people that's giving you hell. I mean, that literally, religion there's a rational basis why people believe, but that don't make sense. I mean, that defies just common logic. That if and I said it, I think I said it before. But if you're an oppressed people, you should be looking for Moses, not waiting on Jesus. And you should be looking for the guy that had the conversation with Moses that kind of said, did you talk to him, Moses? Yeah. Did you tell him what I wanted? Yeah, I told him, man. He said, what did he say? He said, he ain't doing it. And don't come back and bother him no more. So what you want me to do now? And God said, Moses, I don't want you to do nothing. I want you to go home. Matter of fact, put sacrifice some lambs so you can mark the doors. Because I'm going to be coming through here tonight with Luca Brasi, okay? And you should you should also pack, because your ass will be leaving Egypt in the morning. Okay? And I ain't gonna have to come get you. He gonna send you out. Now, how come we don't want that guy?